Hey everyone, this is Manly Bass here, and welcome back to I Love You, Colonel Sanders, a finger-licking good dating sim. Previously, things were just finger-licking good. Stepping inside Sanders' home, surrounded by his things, you start to feel a special bond with him. It looks like you live such an exciting life, Colonel Sanders. God, you have like a lakefront home, cabin. Every day can be an adventure, if you approach it with the right attitude. Long ago, I made a decision, never stop searching, never stop working, never stop imagining. Have you been working on any new recipes of your own lately? I'm always excited to talk about food with another ambitious chef. Well, there is something. It's just a side dish I've been tinkering with, trying to find the right balance of flavors and textures. I'm not sure I've nailed it yet, but I'm close. Colonel Sanders' eyes perk up as he starts to wonder what dish you might be describing. It's meant to pair with something spicy or something crispy. Both, perhaps. Like some kind of spicy, crispy fried chicken. It might be coming in a bucket. Now you've got him. Wait. Should you reveal your new creation to him or keep it a secret just for you? We can trust Colonel Sanders, right? You decided you're as ready as you'll ever be to share your original cooking with Colonel Sanders. Before you can talk yourself out of it, you decide to dive in head first. You reach into your lunch bag for a special dish you've been keeping on ice all day. I present to you my original coleslaw. The shredded cabbage dish glistens in the light of Colonel Sanders' Lux hideaway. Are we gonna like hook up at the end and like my potatoes and coleslaw and fried potatoes, you know, like those wedge fries or whatever, are gonna combine with his KFC bucket chicken? We'll go start KFC together. It's all canon, by the way. Magnificent. Together you chow down in the creamy slaw until just a spoonful remains in the bowl. Do you mind if I hold on to the last bite? I like to have it around so that I can admire its taste later and think back on this moment. Or it'll be a dark twist and he'll go steal our recipes and like, see you later! You could offer to make him more, but he seems like a very sentimental kind of guy. Sure, why not? Please make yourself comfortable. I'll be back in just a moment. You realize now would be a perfect time to do some snooping. Snooping as usual. Around the room are various items that you can look closer at. Each item seems to radiate memories and emotions. Tap an item to discover more about the Colonel. Chicken. You know, it's a very realistic stuffed chicken sitting on a corner table. When you pick it up, you realize it is just realistic, it's real. Taxidermy. Must have been important to Colonel Sanders when he was alive. A little note clipped into the chicken foot reads, "The true state of the bird of the great state of Kentucky." What's this? A lock of silver hair is woven for the teeth of the comb. But further inspection you realize that the hair in it isn't just silver in color. It's actually made of spun silver. That must be where he keeps a secret recipe. You think for a moment what number is important to Colonel Sanders. Then it dawns on you. You see the trailer dial 111111, the safe opens. It's time you find a single note. Colonel? How does I go in here? You open the door to Colonel Sanders' closet and find a row of his signature white suits hanging within. You take one off its hanger and try it on. The jacket's a bit big for you, but it's soft and comfortable. You give yourself a deep hug, breathing in scent. They say that home is where the heart is. Is this what they meant? Before you can look any further, you hear Colonel Sanders returning. He has a new dish that he's been working on and he wants you to taste it. You try to act casual until he asks why you're wearing his jacket. Aww. I don't usually loan those out, but I must say it does look good on you. Oh crap, the jacket! You forgot to take it off. Not yet. Not yet. Fess up and tell the truth. You confess. I think I've developed feelings for you. I might be developing feelings for you too, but I'm concerned. I can't let anything get in the way of my dreams. Overwhelmed, you take off the jacket and run for the door. But the thought of leaving Colonel in the midst of such an emotional breakthrough gives you a pause. You stop yourself. Colonel. Yeah, Manly. I honestly think this may be the beginning of something wonderful. I think you're right. We should take things slow. You talk late into the night and drift off into a slumber. Dream sequence. You wake to a beautiful morning in Colonel Sanders' hideaway. It actually is a beautiful morning, by the way. Did you make the right decision on how to respond to Colonel Sanders? Only time will truly tell. Today is a day that could change the rest of your life. Your thoughts are interrupted when Colonel Sanders emerges into the room. He's holding a gorgeously plated breakfast and your mouth waters at the sight of it. Here's a simple breakfast I just whipped up. Oh yes, that's a nice, healthy morning breakfast. I liked a little light bite to eat. It's meticulous. In all honesty, so KFC is very, it's mediocre nowadays. It's a fast food chain, like all of them, they're all mediocre, for the most part. But the original KFC was probably real good. I would have not been alive to eat it, but still. There is actual KFC location where I don't think it's fully maybe called KFC, I'm not sure. But there is the original KFC location, it's kind of a tourist stop. But I'm assuming the quality isn't as good also. Once again, like the original, it has very mediocre reviews once again. Because, it's a tourist stop basically now. You taste Colonel Sanders' food and it takes you on a journey. When you return, he's waiting to ask you an important question. So, would you say that we're the perfect match? How presumptuous. My cuisine and your taste buds, that is. Such confidence, such grace. Could be the greatest cooked cookery. Yeah, flatter him. I think we might make a great team. A single tear begins to pool in the corner of his eye as he gazes out the window. And with the right business partner, I know I can't fail. Business partner? He'd be talking to you. It's all happening so quickly. Yeah, see? Our recipes combined, and we make up the KFC lineup. Overcome with emotion and confused by your feelings, you're on the verge of tears. Unable to speak, the only answer you can find is to run out the door and get home. There's still one more day of school, after all. University of Cooking School Academy for Learning waits for no one. You get home to find something very surprising. Your best friend is there waiting for you. Where have you been? Because I had one heck of a night. I've been desperate to talk to you about, but I couldn't find you. I got worried that something might happen to you. It's okay, I was just... But now it turns out you're fine. I can finally get you up to speed on the saga of Miriam. Sure, but... You will not believe what happened to me after school yesterday. I went on a date. I think I can believe that. Since I've been partnered with Clank, he asked me to go out with him. Clank. Of course I told him, you better keep your dials turned to polite and respectful. I'm not that kind of girl. I guess you guys made a good mix together. But he was just interested in spending some one-on-one time together and getting to know me. So I said, yeah, sure, I can get to know a little metallic guy. Long story short, he took me skydiving with his friends. Things quickly spiraled off control. Did he just say skydiving as a typical first date going for talking pressure cooker? And now I'm not really sure where we stand. You don't give Miriam time to tell her whole story, however. Following the details of your own night is just too much to bear. And I went on date 2, back to Colonel Sanders' house, where I spent the night with him. You what? Nothing happened, but the emotional connection? Wowzers. Because we still say that nowadays. Miriam tells you to move on from this whole Colonel Sanders obsession and focus on school. If being obsessed with Colonel Sanders is wrong, you don't want to be right. After a short argument, you both agree to go your separate ways. Who needs you, Miriam? You're just a side character anyways. When you arrive at school, you encounter your rivals in the quad. You can tell from a distance that they're picking on Pop, but he himself might quite grasp that fact. Because he's Pop. Goes the weasel. What's a swirly? It sounds delicious. Oh, it's great. I'll order you up one right away. I'll have my swirly with sprinkles, please. Sprinkles is a dog and a treat. You can get your swirly dip, too. Why did you pick on someone your own size? Not you, Van. You're not my size. Because I'm literally the biggest person in the school. There is that horse that Colonel Sanders rides to school, but who would dare pick on such a gentle and beautiful creature? You've got some nerve, Manly, suggesting I pick on a defenseless horse. Now you're twisting my words and I won't have it. Oh, see, I thought I was printing at first, but no, it's like holes cut out for the chicken Drumsticks. You clench your fist, but the injury from yesterday's mixer accident makes you wince with pain. Doesn't look like you could go on cooking like that. Might as well just give up. I'll never give up, never! Colonel Sanders arrives just as it appears things are close to boiling over. A naturally intuitive person, he senses that something has been going on. Is everyone excited for the final day of school? Manly, how's that hand feeling? I'm sure you'll be back in fine form by this afternoon. Aren't you concerned about my hands, Colonel? Yesterday I almost broke a nail winning so hard. Technically, I don't believe a winner was decided, but your presentation was quite impressive. What is he doing complimenting her? But what about the flavor of my delicate, warm, gooey chocolate sauce? Coming on to Colonel Sanders. It was clear that you're passionate about how well your food was received. That's a lot of words to say it was bland. Excuse me, Manly. I'm more than capable enough to speak for myself. Maybe you could tell me more about your thoughts as we walk into class, Colonel. I'm always interested in discussing the fine art of fine foods. See you inside, Manly. Damn. We've been KFCNTR. Annoyed by Colonel Sanders' inability to see Ashley for who you know she really is, you walk across the quad to get some distance. In an attempt to distract yourself from how slighted you feel by that interaction with Ashley, you take out the spellbook you recovered yesterday and start flipping through the pages. Whoa, that's a book! It looks like bad news. It's just something I found lying around. It appeared to be some sort of grimoire, but I don't really believe in that magic stuff. A grimoire? Like a book of spells? I don't know. Who would spend so much time decorating a magic book if they weren't really powerful? I can think of one surefire way to find out. You open the page covered with arcane warnings. Cast only in case of extreme emergency. It says around the edges of the page. I could use a spell here that says it will erase anyone I choose from all my memories. If I scribble out Colonel Sanders, it'd probably help me focus better on the upcoming final exam. That is way drastic. Can you do something else, like anything else not rooted in dark magic? Maybe tie a string around your finger? Okay, fine, it is drastic, but desperate time calls for desperate measures. You've got memory erasing spells sitting right in front of you, and a pretty good excuse to try it out. Don't do it! You take your friend's advice and put the book away. It's almost time for class. Sprinkles is already in the room, waiting for the students to arrive. He clears his voice to make a quick announcement. I want you all to know. I feel something of a dog moment coming on, but I assure you it's nothing to be afraid of. His cute little nose is scratched up and begins to breathe quickly. You must be hungry? Dogs can be unpredictable, especially Sprinkles. Wait to see what happens. Sprinkles stops in his tracks. He focuses on the window. The room is deadly silent. When you follow his gaze, you see a tiny orange squirrel perched on the cherry tree outside. Sprinkle turns feral and runs to the window of the classroom. Begins barking uncontrollably at the squirrel outside. Terrence, I told you never to come back here. Terrence, I will destroy you. Terrence! Sprinkles is barking ferociously, drool flying off his face. The squirrel looks over, but he doesn't say anything back. You wonder, is that even a talking squirrel? Who named him Terrence? You'd better not show your chubby cheeks around here ever again! After Sprinkles is satisfied that his presence has been felt by not only Terrence, but any other squirrel in hearing distance, he returns to his professional tone. I apologize for the outburst. This actually brings up an important point. Thank you, Manly, for reminding me to dole out this indispensable bit of wisdom. You see. But before you can go any further, Miriam's love drama spills over into the class. Sprinkles is interrupted by the whirs and sparks coming from the back of the room. I told you to save it after class. There's some drama and romanceville here with the mixer. We're all caught up in the mix. Maybe they weren't a good mix after all. You think I wanted to be thrown from a plane strapped to a stranger? Miriam and Clank appear to be arguing, but still haven't learned to speak Clank's language of mechanical noises. You still, rather. But no, you have to show off your cool kids friends, Jeff and John, J and J. Watch us form a triangle mid-air as we descend. Triangles are the strongest shape, don't you know? Yeah, well, this will make a great date. And take Jeff and Joanne with you. You can all hold hands as you pedal down the mountain and take off a cliff for all I care. Clank begins to shudder. Steam pours out of the gaps in his pals, and a loud ding stops him in his tracks. No amount of seasoning gonna make me want to eat that Clank. Clank burps out a completely deep-fried sneaker. So he is a fryer! Nick's fryer. Ah, yeah. Considering that he himself has wheels not feet, it's not entirely clear where it came from. In terms of deep-fried footwear, I guess it looks okay. Clank slowly rolls out of the room to be alone with his shoe. Everyone tries to pretend like they didn't see that entire thing go down. Living a loud public breakup to cast a spell over the final day of school. Well, that was unfortunate. We mustn't be distracted from what lies ahead. A final competition showdown challenge exam. I'm still working on the title, but I think you get it. Test time approaches. See you all in the arena. But before you can think about your upcoming competition, there's a very beautiful soul nearby needing a pep talk. Hey Miriam, are you okay? Okay. I'm so mad I can smash a tiny mug, spilling several droplets of hot cocoa all over the floor. How could he embarrass me in class like that? In front of everyone? A tiny cocoa is a delicious treasure, so you know that this breakup is no joke. Even if it's a source of frustration for such a silly boy. I know you know this, I'm gonna say it out loud. You don't need anyone. Me and you, we're gonna cruise from the final test and hit the carpool lane to Success City. Or at least just me, anyway, because I'm all that matters. Miriam brightens up, imagining the wind rushing for her short bangs. But she hesitates to embrace the feeling on the way. You're not gonna settle with Colonel Sanders sailing right off into the sunset without me? Of course not. Well, maybe sorta, but I'm sure there's a pony out there with your name on it and a ranch big enough for the both of us and whoever else we want to bring along. If it's not Papa Clank or anyone else you meet today, tomorrow, this whole year, so what? You're a special person who shouldn't settle for the first someone to show a little interest anyhow. Miriam gives you a big hug and wipes the tears from her cheeks. I should really review my menu for today. I'm going to make a very special soup. And I bet that Professor Dog is going to love it up. While you were pep talking Miriam, you completely missed lunch. But that's okay, because you had a bare idea of how to spend the time before your exam. You decided to head to the arena early to practice a dish. That's it. The location of your final challenge. A test of will. A test of courage. A test of talent. And a chance to beat the pants off of Van, the supposed madman, and his eviler counterpart, Ashley. As planned, you begin to run through a quick test of a recipe you've been working on. Manly's famous chicken pot pie. After practicing for months, making this dish comes second nature to you, and you're able to quickly get a fresh pot pie in the oven. But as soon as you do, your cram session is interrupted by Colonel Sanders. Manly, what are you doing here? There's still time before the final exam. Oh, just taking it all in. I'm big into visualizing success. I'm looking at my station and picturing victory. The pot pies begin to bake, and the smell is slowly filling the space around you. Visualizing, huh? That's too bad. I was hoping you were here cooking something delicious. You usually happily share your food with anyone who is hungry. The last time you let Colonel Sanders hit you in your hand, it cost you a cook-off. You decide that it's time to put your cooking above your romantic desires, but the decision gets hard to stick to when the oven timer goes off behind you. Fess up about your practice dish. Okay, you got me. I'm doing a little bit more than visualizing. I know. My nose can smell a pot pie from 400 yards. That's an oddly specific distance, but you expect nothing less from such an oddly specific man. You knew it was a pot pie just from the smell. Not just a pot pie, but a chicken pot pie with an all-butter crust. And my nose is telling me something else. Oh no, is it burning? Oh no. I can smell that it was made with a heaping helping of TLC. But it'll probably start burning any second if you don't pull it out. The moment of truth. Wow. It's the best pot pie I've ever tasted. I've always loved country cooking, and I could eat this all day. There's no time left. The final showdown's about to begin. Spiegels lays down the ground rules. There are no rules. That is, you have to cook with everything you've got. Step up the cook-off of a lifetime. You decide that mac and cheese plus the pot pie you've been practicing are just the dishes that'll push you over the edge to victory. Meanwhile, both Van and Ashley are prepping wildly elaborate dishes per their usual over-the-top selves. Miriam has her giant magnifying glass and several sets of tweezers. She's definitely prepared to go big going small. Colonel Sanders seems to be harnessing his 11 herbs and spices, but he's trying to find a way to improve if something's perfect. His original registered trademark, fried chicken. The intensity in the room starts at full 10 out of 10, with a frenzy of action. Everyone is calling out really cool special cooking moves as they prepare their food. Wow, this is getting serious. Colonel Sanders batters the chicken as it levitates through the air. Egg wash. Miriam furiously injects ingredients into an itty-bitty pot of broth. Best friend, Baster Blaster. Van flexes his pectorals as he chops open a sea urchin. Let's rock and roid. Hey, wait a minute. Ashley scoops her pastries off the tree of lightning speed. Jala personality spatula. Even Clank gets in on it. Biodal, pressure point chicken cooking technique. Wait, when did Clank learn to speak English? It's a singularity as was foretold. Oh, you got a little heart on your little chain. We mustn't let it happen or the appliance uprising will take us all. I told you about that beep boop kill all humans. Self-destruct. Van quickly unplugs Clank and rolls him out the back door of the arena. As you frantically prepare your dish, you notice Ashley has her spellbook out. Is she going to use some dark magic to turn the tide? You've got a book of your own and you're desperate not to see her win another battle. You take this opportunity to fight magic with magic, even if it's almost certainly evil magic. No, do it the hard way. That's what Colonel would want. Who needs magic when you've got passion? I'm going to do it the hard way. Colonel Sanders sees that you've chosen to win on your own terms, and he gives you a subtle wink from across the room. I believe in you, Manly. Miriam notices it too.
Aww.
And I've always believed in you, Manly. I haven't believed in you, Miriam. Since you're little kids, makes him your best friend forever. Until I get rich and famous and don't care about you anymore. You turn to notice that Miriam is at your station cheering for you. Miriam, what about your dish? If you're here cheering, who is cooking? Tiny food, short cook time. I'm at you already done, so I thought I'd help you. Oh, you're getting chopped. They don't like when you finish early. Oh, that's sweet, but... Miriam tosses a handful of spices directly into your boiling noodles.
Uh-huh.
It's a secret ingredient. However, she doesn't know that you lied and the ingredient was made up. And where in the world did she get that eye of newt from? The boiling pot explodes, seeing Miriam flying backwards. The watery noodles begin to swirl in the air, bubbling up into a dark cloud that thickens and congeals before your very eyes. It is I, Steve the Spork Monster. Steve, wait, what happened to Borko? You're not here to battle me, are you? We Spork Monsters are many. I think Borko had the day off. But you've conjured Steve and I hate to battle. So I'd say you're doing pretty alright. Oh hey, in the middle of a cooking competition. I love this stuff, it's better than TV. You crazy kids and your culinary skills really impress me. Mind if I hang out? I'm sorry, Steve, but I'm kind of in the middle of something. Do you mind? Steve, the Spork Monster notices that you've got the grimoire stashed beneath your cooking station. I see what you're up to. Crisscross some magical items and actually summon me, huh? Yeah, you guessed it, sorta. If you're here, would you mind tossing some fresh noodles in the pot of salted water? I'd love to. I've always wanted to be a top chef, actually. You know, when I was just a little Spork pup back in the old country. Spork pups. You can feel Spork Monster wanting up to tell a very long and involved story. You don't know exactly where they came from, but it seems like it was probably lonely there. Actually, you know what? Maybe you should watch from the stands. I really need to focus on this competition. I understand. It's kind of like that time in monster school that I had fallen asleep during scare tactics class, and when I woke up... You toss a serious stare at Steve, and he takes the hint. Never mind, I'll tell you later. Good luck. Having suffered this huge setback, you don't know how you could ever win. Give up and drop out of culinary school. Okay, I'm assuming that to be a bad end. You summon extra power from deep down within yourself. I can do this. I have what it takes. I came here to win. Your hair turns mac and cheese orange as culinary energy flows through your body. My heart is pure, my hands are steady. My taste buds have been preparing their entire lives for. Yes, Manly, you are the chosen one. You will avenge me. The power you've been summoning immediately fades back out. You heard my inspiring monologue. Sorry. My heart is pure, my hands are steady. My taste buds have been preparing their entire lives for this moment. I will show the world my cookery. Begin to levitate off to the ground. Energy courses for your body. Cooking channel, eat your heart out. You know that with this power you can do anything. Except turn back time, which would have been super useful because while you were powering up, your chicken pot pie overcooked in the oven and can't be served. But don't worry, dear Manly. You may have suffered some setbacks, but all is not lost. Impressed with your fortitude, Colonel Sanders decides that you have earned his support. I've been watching you today, and I must say, I'm truly impressed. You've been thinking on your feet and rolling with the punches. He steps up to your station and stands right beside you. I'm here to help. All you've managed to make is mac and cheese, and time is almost up, so you're gonna need it. We'll just make the best mac and cheese ever. But Colonel Sanders, what about the test? What will happen to you? What about the rules? Following the rules has never really been my thing. I follow my heart. What a guy. Colonel Sanders unfolds a delicate white towel revealing the most delicious fried chicken tenders you've ever laid your eyes on. And besides, sometimes unexpected combinations can have surprising effects that surpass individual efforts. Are you suggesting if we combine forces, we can form the perfect food union? Time's up, students! With time expired, it's a moment everyone has been waiting for. Chicken tender, mac and cheese. You must now prepare to present your dishes. A handful of students stand tall, but the class seems incomplete. It seems we're missing some students. Pop, clank. From off screen you hear a pure innocent giggle that can only come from one student. I'm flying. It's not like it's coming from that broom closet over there. Miriam, would you mind? Instead of the closet, you see Pop hanging on a broom hook by the elastic of his underpants. Pop, get down from there right now. Let me guess. Did Van have something to do with this? When someone asks for a wedgie, who am I to refuse? I thought a wedgie was a salad. It looks like Pop is eliminated from the challenge, seeing how he didn't cook anything. I can't feel my legs. May I be excused? Sure. You kids and your pranks. I must say, it's not the worst prank in UCS AL history, but it's not exactly yearbook material. Wait a second, pranks! Pranks, clank! Where did that pressure cooker roll off to? You wait to hear a signature word beep around an omnipedia, but there's none. Somehow he must have gotten unplugged, I guess. We'll have to figure that out later. That leaves only 4 remaining students. Please collect your final projects. Yes, it's been a long semester. Well, 3 whole days long. But after days of hard work, the time has come for me to eat. Miriam, please step forward. Now describe your dish. I've made tender udon noodles to say, oh, you made tiny food, like the tiny food channels. My word, it's so delicate. It's at a teeny tiny narrow tamaki I spy floating in its itsy bitsy bowl. Yes, Chef. Please call me Sprinkles. Chef is my father's name. Yes, Sprinkles. And some green tea made from baby tea leaves I picked myself. Sprinkles carefully sniffs around the dish before opening his mouth and letting just the tip of his pink dog tongue dip into the bowl. Sublime. Would anyone else like a taste? Oh, come on, I'm not one of those dogs who doesn't floss. I even have a really cute electric toothbrush for dogs. Fine, I'll enjoy it all by myself. And in a flash, the entire meal has been devoured. Not that it took much. It was less than a thimble's worth of soup. A+. Rarely do I taste a dish with as much love poured into it as yours. Miriam's overjoyed. She gives you a big hug. Huge hug. Same thing, really. Thank you, Manly, for helping me believe in myself. Van, you're up. Now describe your dish. I made uni over smooth egg custard and an ex-Hun's urchin still top of caviar. Did you skewer one type of sea urchin with spines with a second different colored type of urchin? Yes, Sprinkles. That's not edible. Bit much, don't you think? That's exactly why I did it. A bit much is kind of my brand. Doesn't look cool. Sprinkles leans in to sniff the uni, but he can't get his nose close on account of all the spikes. He begins to paw at it erratically, causing the custard to slosh around. Woof woof. Wan. Please be gentle with my cuisine. Finally, Sprinkles goes all in, tongue first. But he can't get past all the needles. He reels back as his tongue is poked and prodded. Ouch, my tongue! The professor appears to be having an allergic reaction to the sting. I can't believe it. I kept poking my tongue. Disqualified! A stunning turn of events. Who would have thought that serving food in a bowl made of meals can make it difficult to eat? Dejected Van Van does not go gentle into the night. Disqualified. For glamour. Don't just stop for 50. This isn't the last of you heard of me. Before he has to endure his swollen tongue for another moment, Sprinkles joyously laps up a bowl of milk. I know, yeah, I'm a dog and I drink milk. Get over it. Sometimes it helps calm my agitated tongue. Next student, Ashley. Now it's time to step up. Now describe your dish. I made orange blossom Turkish delight in a light rosewater syrup, tossed with French meringue and decorated by sugar glass. Well, you look like a cooking channel food. That actually doesn't sound too bad. Indeed, it's quite delightful. However, I ask you that you please refrain from eating it or attempting to taste it anyway. It's very fragile, meant to be a display piece. Don't eat the food. At a cooking school. Get a toast in your ears or something manly. I told you. It's a display piece. Ashley, I must say, it is beautiful. However, this is a cooking competition at a cooking school. Yeah, which is why I cooked it. I did an extremely good job cooking it, too. I didn't realize that we were having an eating exam. If I wanted to be judged at eating, I'd go to College of Eating School for the Hungry. I suppose you could smell it if you absolutely insisted, but don't breathe too hard. You might disrupt the sugar spiral. If the food cannot be eaten, it cannot be judged. You are disqualified. Rage overtakes Ashley, and she finally cannot keep her two-faced routine up. You wouldn't know high-end cuisine if it cooked you. And with that, Ashley storms off to dedicate herself to being the best, but this time without being shackled by trying to be fake nice and liked by everyone. This isn't the last you've heard of me either. If this class gets much smaller, I'll be teaching myself. You and Colonel Sanders, the final cooks, step up together. 2 chefs? What began as a bowl of delicious mac and cheese has become something else. He examines it closely, sniffing and eyeing the bowl. Damn, I'm hungry. Uh-oh. I don't have a good feeling about this. For somewhere in the room, a literal drum roll plays. Just when I thought I've seen everything in this kitchen, you give me this thing. And completely blow me away. In my 49 dog years of life, I've never tasted anything so delicious and perfectly balanced. It's so delicious, in fact, that everyone passes the class. Even Ashley? But the guy with the food you couldn't eat. You pass, and you pass, and you get a pass. On the Oprah? Everyone gathers around and partakes of the mac and cheese bowl. They all seem to transcend this reality to another dimension. You win! Together, you and Colonel Sanders have made a new menu item. The new menu item is so impressive even the Van Van and Ashley are drawn back in by its magnetic fragrance. When they gaze upon your mac and cheese bowl, they admit that you are indeed an excellent chef. Sprinkles declares that you have passed. Everyone has passed. There are supposed to be more battles, but come on, how can they be better than this one? Now that the school year is complete and everyone has graduated, the students return for one last assignment. To get their groove on. Is this the last bite? Yep, the final bite. The cafeteria has been completely redecorated in order to serve as a site of the school's graduation dance. Compared to the massive high-tech cooking arena, the humble decor seems downright cute and cozy. DJ Dog in the house! Whoa! You know that Sprinkles was a master chef, but also a world-renowned turntablist. Who says you can't teach an old dog new tricks? Oh, okay. Everyone's in their casual outfits. I see the Ashley one. That's gonna be popular. Van Van and Ashley tell everyone that they've committed themselves to righting the wrongs they did while they were villains. For a moment, you actually believe them. Nah, never haunting. No ghosts allowed at graduation. It's clearly written in the school bylaws. I was never actually a ghost. It was all a trick to get you to finally notice me. Oh, amusing. And now that everyone's together. It's the Spork Monster. He's totally mellowed out. Everyone, the Spork Monster is no more. From here out, I'd prefer that everyone refer to my new name. The Party Monster. Student tries to finish what he had to say, but everyone is too wrapped up talking to Spork. Sorry, Party Monster. Dejected student walks off. Many things didn't work out for Miriam romantically, but she found the love in her cooking, and you know she's gonna do great. A red carpet rolls out across the floor of the ballroom. It's like a Hollywood movie premiere. Who could command such an entrance? It's Pop. Oh, you got like a Burger King crown. He's arrived late to the dance, but apparently for good reason. Walking the carpet, you see perched atop his dirty chef's hat. A crown! Welcome back, Pop. I know you wanted to complete the final exam and accept your diploma, so we had to mail directly to your father. We figured it was the least we could do for the school's dean. Oh, now I get it. We're getting a new wing on the school, not to mention the honor of educating the son of the chancellor of such and such. The music and the dance is ordered by the sound of sparking electrical hissing. It's Clank who has arrived late to the dance. Now that I have graduated, I can reveal my truth. Well, we still doing that talking thing. I am Clank, and I'm not of this earth. I am actually from a faraway planet in another dimension. What? What? How'd you feel like I knew it this whole time? Now that I learned the ways of your kind, I must return, beep boop. Miriam, will you come with me? I don't know what to say. Besides, no, obviously. I just began to learn who I really am. This is the time for me to devote my life to figuring out who you are, Clank. You're blown away by Miriam's maturity. It's pretty clear she has managed to surpass you in that regard. I understand. Kind of. Humans are weird. A portal opens up and Clank disappears through it. Finally, Colonel Sanders arrives. We can tell by the petals flying everywhere. Oh, look, it's casual Colonel Sanders. Howdy, classmates. Just like the first day you met him, he has come prepared to feed the entire class. However, it's not enough to just give them a bucket of chicken. This time it's a full meal. I didn't get to be the most famous chicken man in the history of chicken and man by not reminding people to go out and buy my chicken. The end? No, it's not the end. As everyone feasts on their delicious chicken dinner, Colonel Sanders finds you sitting at the edge of the dance floor. Colonel Sanders. Yes, Manley? I couldn't help but wonder. Was our final exam team-up purely an act of strategy carried out by two cunning chefs? Or was it something more? I'm afraid I can't answer that question directly. Instead, I'd like to ask you a question of my own. May I have this do-sa-do? Colonel Sanders extends his hand to you, and you feel a surge of energy jump off the tip of his fingers. His hand, the hand of a master chef, so dedicated to the craft of fine cookery, so tender yet refined, so milky smooth, fingers like finely battered drumsticks, turned into flour, soaked in bar milk, and dusted with exotic spices sponsored by KFC. But they did not reach for tongs, a knife, or even a spork. Tonight they reached for you. And though our feet may tire of dancing, I believe that this is just the beginning of our steps together. Colonel Sanders, will you not only join me on the dance floor, but in the kitchen as my co-chef and partner in both business and in life? You gasp, could it be? Is he really saying, me and you, together? Ever since I met you, my dream has changed. It's not enough to simply open the world's greatest chain of fried chicken restaurants. No, even then, my life would be incomplete without you by my side. So what do you say, partner? I say, I love you, Colonel Sanders. The end. Doki doki, Colonel Sanders this. So I guess that's it for I Love You, Colonel Sanders, a ringing looking good dating simulator. So, a little disappointed there was no final CG, but I suppose you can only go so lewd with Colonel Sanders. You know, him being a branded item and all. So, if you want to get down to the gritty, is this a good VN, or a good kind of parody visual novel? And, no, it's very mediocre and stuff, and it's, it's mainly for the comedy and everything. But, from the perspective of the best KFC dating simulator, which is the only one in existence, it is a very good visual novel dating sim. Because if you want that experience of dating Colonel Sanders, and there's only so many opportunities to do this, especially a Bish Shonen one, then I Love You, Colonel Sanders is a perfectly perfect visual novel dating sim. And in the end, what matters is KFC gets free advertising. But anyway, So, thank you all for watching me play I Love You, Colonel Sanders, a freaking looking good dating simulator. I'll see you guys later, and take it easy.